All right, so for today, we are going to look at lesson 34. Those of you who have not um, completed the pre questions, all right, you can always access it anytime, but it's always the best to do it before your official live tutorial lesson so that you have an idea about what we're going to cover, and it's easier for you to come up with questions regarding the topic at hand. So today we are looking at the differences between showing and telling. I think a lot of you know what show not tell means, right? But do you really know in depth about the different techniques we can use for show not tell while we are writing our composition? So that's the main thing that we're going through today. And then we are going to have a look at some sensory descriptions as well. Okay, sensory, of course, we'll be referring to our 5 senses. We'll talk about that later, and how we can actually use it to describe our environment or even someone else. All right, here comes Kian. I chose the wrong one accidentally for question 3, but I got it correct initially. Okay, no problem, Tammy. Okay, so Chris is here. Kian just came in. And yay! Oh, Yuanjia, I think this is actually the first time I've seen you on the computer properly, because it seems like whenever I see you online, right, it's always you using your phone or something. So now I finally gotten a good look at you. What do you mean by that's not you? What nonsense. That's obviously you. All right, next part. So here are the house rules, everyone. Please follow it. At all times, leave your video on and mute your microphone. Okay, if you want to unmute and you want to say something, use the raise hand function on Zoom. Then when I say you can, all right, you can unmute yourself and then you can speak. All right. For all other things, use the chat function in Zoom to ask questions, answer questions, and to share feedback. Also, use the chat function to let me know if you want to go to the toilet. You don't need to wait for me to give you permission. You just go directly and return as soon as you can. That's why it's so important to turn on your video. If not, I won't know whether you're back from your toileting or not. And lastly, please be mindful to be respectful to all your fellow students and the teacher, which is me, Mr. Joel. All right. Oh, here comes Nina. Everyone's streaming in here and there. I don't think there's a need. Oh, it's Aryan, isn't it? Yeah, that's Aryan. Okay. Aryan is here. All right. So moving on. So we're covering vocabulary, cloze, MCQ, and synthesis and transformation, right? For just quickly. But the main bulk of what we're studying today is the composition writing. More specifically, we are looking at show not tell and using our senses to describe stuff. All right. Most of the time, when kids write compositions, they always use their sense of sight and their sense of hearing, like at the most, right? Normally, they don't talk about what they hear. They don't talk about what they smell or what they taste or what they feel or touch as well. So there's really room for improvement right there. Okay. So moving on. So vocabulary cloze, let's have a look. Some of you have done it, some of you haven't. I will give everyone the opportunity to answer a bit as well. So those of you who haven't done it for this one, what do you think the answer is? I have received answers from Aryan, Chris, Joy, Kian, Yu Leong, and Tammy. If your name wasn't called, it means you haven't done it yet, or you haven't recorded it properly on the website, so it doesn't appear. So the marble gravestones stood out like eyesores in the verdant field. When we say verdant, what do we mean? So Delia has given me her answer. How about the rest? Who hasn't? So it's just Delia and Yuanjia. If not, the rest have given me their answers. Okay, Aaron has given me his answer as well, but I can see that you've already gotten it correct online. That's good. Yuanjia, hello. Where's my answer? Hello, Yuanjia. You've turned off your video again. Yes, that's definitely you, Yuanjia. Okay, good. Good try. Leave it on, please. So the answer over here, some of you got it wrong, some of you got it correct. All right. Chris, I think you got it wrong. So the answer here is green. Okay, green. So the answer here is B. So why do we say green? When we say something is verdant, all right, normally we use the word verdant to refer to forests that are full of life. So verdant meaning full of life, all right, or it could also mean full of nature. Therefore, green would be the best answer over here, because when something is full of life, normally there's a lot of plants growing on around there. And most plants are green in nature simply because of the chlorophyll that they need to possess in order to photosynthesize, right? So therefore, a good a good synonym for this is green. All right, we can't say azure. All right, azure is more of a bluish color. So when something is full of life, normally it's not bluish unless you are on an alien planet. Verdant doesn't mean glowing as well. Verdant doesn't mean dense as well. All right, dense means it's very thick. So we can say that the field is thick with plant growth technically, but in this case, the best synonym for verdant is green. Now, overhead, the sun shone in seeming contempt of the many sleeping souls it watched over. Doesn't sound like the sun is a very nice, has a very nice persona here. So, what would you write for contempt? The liar has answered. Okay. Waiting for Yuanjia. Kian, you've gotten it correct. Oh no, yeah, Kian, you got it wrong online, but now you've got it correct. Good. Aryan can try again as well. Aryan, your online answer was wrong. Give it a shot. And Yuanjia, what do you think the answer here is? Good guess. All right. I'll reveal the answer in a bit. Yuanjia, good guess as well, Yuanjia. But all right, unfortunately, Yuanjia, you and Aryan are a little bit far from the correct answer. The correct answer is disdain. Over here, right? Disdain. So the answer here needs to be A. So when you are in contempt of someone, all right, you basically look down on them. When we say look down on them, I don't mean you literally stand on top of them and look down on them. I mean that you think that they are inferior to you, right? So you show contempt for that person. Or in this case, the sun is showing contempt for the many people that it watched over, right? The sleeping souls over here refers to people who are sleeping, basically. So same thing, right? Disdain is to show dislike. All right, or disdain can be to show contempt, all right, for something or someone. So that's disdain. All right, so that's why it's the best answer for number 2. Anger definitely doesn't make sense over here, because why would the sun be angry at these people sleeping, right? Maybe the sun could be looking down and disliking them because they were sleeping, right? The sun wants you to wake up, right? So it doesn't like you when you're sleeping, perhaps. Yeah, English is pretty tough. And grief over here, what does grief mean? Grief actually means very deep sorrow or deep sadness. And this is normally used when someone or something dies. Someone or something close to you dies. So for example, you have a pet dog, right? And then your pet dog dies of old age. So we can say that you grieved during that time. So you experience a period of very deep sadness. So that's called grief. And good question, Tammy. Is disdain unworthy? Disdain is not the word unworthy directly, but disdain means you are looking down at someone else and you think that they are not as good as you because you think they are unworthy. But the word disdain is not unworthy because disdain is a verb or it's an adjective. You show disdain for someone. Okay. And then ultimately, horror means fear, right? Seeming horror, seeming fear. Normally, when you say something is in horror, right, it's actually a deep fear. All right. So that's why A is the best answer here. Next, the rows of trees. Oh, hold on. I forgot to read the last part. Harry too kept watch, sitting on the soft grass and hugging his knees with his arms. Oh, this sounds like a sad story, right? Why is this boy in the middle of a graveyard and hugging his knees with his arms? Maybe someone close to him has died. I'm not sure who, but it sounds like it based on what we know. Here comes Joseph. All right, Joseph is here. Let me just mark the attendance very quickly before I forget. All right, let's continue with the story. The rows of trees that segmented the cemetery would have offered ample shade, but Harry did not long for shelter. He wanted to be here in the open, right next to the gravestone of his father. So now we see what's happening over here. His father has died, right? So his father has died. All right, Harry over here must be feeling. What's that word just now? Must be feeling deep grief, right? Good. So what's the answer for question 3 here? I've received Delia's answer. Aryan, you are right. Delia, you might want to change your answer again. That's not exactly correct. And Aryan, your latest answer is correct compared to your online one. Good. Delia, that is correct. Tammy, you might want to try again. Your online answer was a bit off. And Yuanjia, what's your answer? You know none of the words? Okay, I'll give you some clues, okay? Sparse means very little. Plentiful comes from the word plenty, doesn't it? So plenty means a lot. All right, minimal means just meeting the lowest standard. And wealthy means very rich. So from these clues here, Yuanjia, what do you think your answer is? Tammy, you are correct. That's right. Minimal means very little. Yes. So from the clues here, Yuanjia, you have gotten the correct answer. Joseph, do participate in giving answers as well because from the online part, I see that you haven't answered it. So do give me your answers too. So from here, we know that the answer is definitely B. All right, the answer is plentiful. Okay, ample shade meaning plentiful. Ample means enough. Okay, plentiful means a lot. So that's like a closer synonym than not enough or very little or just meeting the lower standard. Question 4. The rows of trees, blah, blah, did not long for shelter. So what word here would replace shelter very well? The following students need to give me their answers again. Ariane, Chris, Yu Leong. Yes, Ariane, you are right now. Good. Delia, you are correct. Good. Tammy, you are right as well, but you already got it right online.